Welcome to Pointe To Rise, your podcast that gives you permission to dream big, take messy action, and turn your talent into profit while turning your back on perfection. My name is Susanne, high performance and mindset coach, former international ballerina, profitable entrepreneur, and founder of Pointe To Rise, a movement designed to empower dancers. It is my mission to use my own story as an inspiration for today's generation of dancers. And now sit back, stretch, warm up, or sip your coffee and love learning how much it matters to point at yourself first to rise to all that you are capable of. Hello and welcome to another episode of the Pointe To Rise Podcast. My name is Susanne and I am your host today. Thank you for tuning in. I want to share with you something that is still really fresh. I feel still a little, what can I say, vulnerable about it. And I chose and decided to share it with you because we're not often privileged to really come in contact with people that can actually walk us through the process on and really tapping into what it feels like when we are at a certain point, to remove a little bit of fear that you may have because you don't know what to expect when you start self-development, to give you permission to do the work, to give you permission to showing up as who you are, and that wherever you are at is just perfect. Okay, so let me back up to last week. I had the privilege to be part of a mastermind group. That is my third round. A mastermind group is a certain collective of people that sit together and tap into each other's knowledge, resources, and coaching. And also, usually you have events where you all sit together and do the learning together. Okay, so now I had this happening on Thursday and Friday. And coming out of it, I had this feeling of safety, of feeling whole and held. And I couldn't quite put my fingers on what that was, but I'm telling you that it felt like for the first time in my life, consciously could I say that I felt safe. Okay. Now you and I, until this point, had no idea that I actually wasn't feeling safe at all. Like that I felt unsafe in my surroundings with the people that were around me and into the different rooms, virtually, literally, that I was into. And I came to the conclusion like, wait, this feeling of not feeling safe, this unsafe feeling, how did that show up in my life? Is that the reason why I was fearful of starting things? Was that the reason why I didn't have lasting relationships? Is that the reason why I would promise and then pull out again? Is that the reason why I would be procrastinating? Is that the reason why I am fearful of shining my brightest? Because actually, it has nothing to do with me, but the way I feel, with me feeling unsafe. How else does that show up? So, and I came to the conclusion it's all of that. Like not even being aware of feeling unsafe in a container that was always open, and it always had been said that this is a safe place. If you want to fail here because it's safe. There is no judgment. It is safe. And I never ever heard it the way I heard it last week. There is a difference between taking words in and actually feeling those words and understanding them. And I, for the first time, understood what that actually meant to me, how it feels, what it gives me permission to do, and what it also held me back from doing prior to this very point. My entire story around not being able to ask questions or being fearful of ask questions comes from the place that I am not feeling safe or have not felt safe in these kind of settings. Now, serendipity, on Saturday morning, I had actually a call booked with a dear friend of mine who's also a trauma healer and a subconscious mind coach. And I said, hey, listen, this is what's come up for me. It's very profound. I cannot get any further. I need your help. So she took me through a few rounds of questions that I openly admit here brought out my inner, very grumpy toddler, where I just didn't want to go back to those feelings of feeling unsafe in my childhood or even in my adulthood. Like I was not willing for a moment to go back to the situation where it felt like that, simply because I didn't want to feel it again. So we were able to go back all the way to I was like 3, 4 years old. And I actually recognized that during my entire childhood and teenagehood and adulthood, the theme of not feeling safe around others, around myself, or showing up as myself just continued. There is such a threat in my life of not feeling safe and what it actually shows up in. It's not only that we're not feeling safe or our internal feeling of not feeling self, but that not feeling safe leads us to taking different actions. It leads us to portray a different energy. And that's what I'm getting here at. Like everything that we feel, every fear that we're having, anything that is holding us where we are at right now is actually a big part of what kind of actions we take, how we behave, of course, and how we show up in the world and how our life looks like. So it is a huge circle that you can go into the nooks and crannies of your entire life and find out these patterns. And for me, it was just such a big revelation. So now I'm at this point, I'm telling you that I was not able to release it yet because I wasn't willing to re-feel these events in my childhood. I wasn't willing, or I'm not ready yet to go and really deeply ugly cry and be angry and mad at all of the events. And I'm going to leave it like this. However, knowing where all of this unworthiness comes from, knowing what really ignited these feelings also gives me now the power to release them. And this is where, in this beautiful self-development world, there is really no end to this, because you always will find new layers, right, that you can tap into, that will reveal new versions of yourself. And I'm bringing this up to give you literally the permission to do this work. Like, find the right people that you can surround yourself with. Find the people that will hold you and hold your hair back, for that matter. Find the people that will love you regardless, and just do the work, because on stage or not, you shouldn't be pretending to be somebody or something for somebody else just so they can see you. On stage or not, you should give yourself the permission that everything that you are, that you want to be, is already inside you. It is your job to uncover why you're not there yet and find the support around you to really get there. Because otherwise, why are we living for? What are we doing here? There was such a profound question Dean Graziosi opened up for us. He said, imagine you at the end of your life standing in front of your maker and being asked the question, would you like, yeah, hang on, being asked the questions. Now, did you live your life to the absolute fullest, or do you want to see the video of what it could have been? And that for me was such an eye-opening thing. It's like, I don't want to see a video of me, of who I could have been, what kind of an impact I could have made. No, I don't want to see the video. I want to live it. I want to be there. I want to be the person that initiates that. And having that permission resonated so strongly with me. So to tie the bow today, me sharing this story that isn't even quite ready yet. And let me just tell you at this point that I had covered the sexual abuse that I have to witness on my own body when I was 7 years old was hidden so deep, deep, deep in my soul that I knew about it. I didn't want to see how wrong it was. I didn't want to see how it actually affected my life till today. And I didn't want to see that there is a possibility to heal that, because it became so much part of me. Like the pain has become part of me, that who am I going to be without that pain, right? So this is your permission to go and find help. This is your permission to shine your absolute brightest. This is your permission to do the work. This is your permission to unlearn all the things that may be in the way. Because here's what I realized: nobody's going to give it to us. It's enough already that we're blaming everybody outside of us for not giving us the role, or not treating us the way they want us to be treated. Yeah, sure, there is some really messy and ugly stuff happening out there. And believe me, there has been some really ugly, messy, hurtful stuff happening to me. But we all have the ability to choose again, to remove ourselves from these situations, to make a different choice, to decide that we're choosing ourselves first and then everybody else's needs. And that goes for if you're a mother, an entrepreneur, you are a star in the ballet world, you're an athlete, you're an artist in any other different area. Anybody can make that choice. And we just made it so comfortably for us to say, well, the industry isn't working like this anymore. And I have to be this way because the industry is this way. So I'm asking you, do you want to see the video of yourself of who you could be at the end of your life? Or do you actually want to be that person? I'm sending you so much love. I hope that this has been helpful for you. Do me a favor, share your biggest takeaway on your social media. Tag me, tag Point to Rise. This is the only way I can actually know that, what has resonated with you, what you want to hear more about, and how I can serve you better. I'm sending you so much love. Thank you for listening, guys. Bye. Thank you so much for listening. If this message resonates with you, please pass it on to someone who needs to hear this right now. And if you like what you've heard, your feedback will go a very long way. If you just take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, that would mean the world to me. Till next time, point at yourself to rise to all that you are capable of.